What is up, Ramley? Lucas here. And man, the energy in Los Angeles right now is just different because the schedule is finally out and we aren't just looking at dates. We are looking at a statement of intent. The Rams social team just dropped a masterpiece inspired by Napoleon Dynamite, and let me tell you, they didn't just release a video, they chose violence and started a war with every rival on our calendar. It is about competition, it is about disrespect, and most importantly, it is about proving we are the smartest team in the room before the whistle even blows. Before we dive into the absolute savagery of these roasts, I need you to join the inner circle of the Ramley, because we are pushing for 3,000 subscribers, and honestly, the way this community is growing is just incredible, so hit that button if you bleed blue and gold. Now let's talk about the sheer creativity of this organization, because while other teams are doing basic announcements, the Rams are out here filming a full cinematic tribute to Napoleon Dynamite. And the way they handled the San Francisco 49ers was nothing short of legendary. You have to understand the history here, because Kyle Shanahan was basically crying to the media about having to play us in Australia, acting like the league was doing him dirty because he knows our fans in Australia are going to show up and neutralize that traveling Niners crowd. He actually had the nerve to ask the league to let them play us in Mexico City instead, as if he gets to call the shots. So the Rams opened the video with an invitation that says your presence is requested by the San Francisco 49ers in Mexico City. And it is just the perfect level of pettiness. It shows that Sean McVay and this front office are living rent-free in their heads, and we are embracing the competition before we even step foot on the grass. But the shade didn't stop at the travel schedule because they went even deeper into the weirdness of Santa Clara by referencing that electromagnetic field book by a certain Dr. Nothingburger. If you missed the context, the Niners actually hired a scientist to look into electromagnetic waves at their facility because they couldn't explain their injury luck, and the Rams just called it what it is, a total Nothingburger. This is the kind of energy I want to see from our team, a total lack of respect for the excuses our rivals make, and a focus on the fact that when we meet in Week 14, none of those waves or travel complaints are going to save them from what is coming. It is about the culture of competition that McVay has built where we don't just beat you on the field. We outclass you in every single aspect of the game, including the mental warfare. And here is the thing that really gets me fired up, because this isn't just about making fun of the Niners, it is about setting a tone for the entire season and showing the league that the Rams are back to being the hunters. But then, you look at how they handled the rest of the league, and you realize that nobody was safe from the smoke, especially not the Philadelphia Eagles. Now it gets interesting, because when we hit Week 4, we aren't just playing a football game, we are walking into a matchup against a team whose own mayor can't even spell their name right. The video featured a cheese-a-steak with the word ELGSS on it, which is a direct shot at Mayor Cherelle Parker leading that disastrous chant last January, and honestly, it is the most hilarious roast I have seen in years. It captures the essence of why we love this team, because they are paying attention to every single detail, and they aren't afraid to poke the bear. Let me explain why this matters for the competition, because in the NFL, every edge counts. And when you can humiliate your opponent before the season even starts, you are building a narrative of dominance. I'm not gonna lie, seeing those Taylor Swift friendship bracelets for the Chiefs game was a nice touch of class and humor. But the real masterpiece was what they did to the Dallas Cowboys. They pulled out a business card for the Dallas Curtain Company with the slogan for "When the light is too bright." And I nearly lost it because we all remember CeeDee Lamb dropping that touchdown because of the sun in Jerry World. It is a subtle, clinical, and absolutely savage way to remind everyone that while the Cowboys are worried about the architecture of their stadium, the Rams are worried about winning football games. This transition into a more aggressive, confident identity is exactly what this young roster needs, because we are moving away from the remodeling phase and stepping directly into the contending phase. The competition in the NFC is going to be brutal, but when you see the creativity and the focus coming out of our social department, you know it reflects the mindset of the players who are ready to prove we are the most dangerous team. Look, I know some people will say it is just a social media video and it doesn't mean anything for the actual games, but I completely disagree because this is about the soul of the franchise. When The Athletic ranks us 6th in the league for this video, they are recognizing the execution and the brilliance of the Napoleon Dynamite theme, but as a fan, I see something much deeper. I see a team that is comfortable in its own skin. A team that isn't trying to be flashy or corporate, but is instead being authentic and human. This roster is full of guys who have a chip on their shoulder, players who were overlooked or told they were too small or too slow, and now they are part of an organization that embraces that underdog, creative spirit. The competition for roster spots this summer is going to be intense, and every single guy walking into that facility knows that the standard here is excellence. whether you are the person editing the schedule video or the person catching passes from Matthew Stafford. There is a specific kind of pressure that comes with being a Los Angeles Ram because you aren't just playing for a city, you are playing for a legacy of innovation and toughness. The way we roasted the Eagles and the Cowboys shows that we aren't intimidated by the big brands or the massive fan bases, because we have our own identity that is built on being smarter and more prepared. This video is a signal to the rest of the league that the Rams are coming for everything, and we are going to have a lot of fun while we do it. The risk of being this bold is that people will come for you if you don't perform, but that is exactly the kind of pressure this team thrives on. We are seeing a succession of talent from the veteran leaders to the young stars like Puka Nacua and Kyren Williams, and this video perfectly mirrors that energy of a new era beginning in LA. It is about more than just dates on a calendar. It is about the fact that every single week is an opportunity to prove that the Rams house is the most difficult place to play in the entire NFL. Man, I am not going to lie to you guys. Seeing this kind of creativity makes me so proud to be a part of this fan base because it feels like we are all in on the joke together. Look, we have been through the highs and the lows, but right now the vibe around this team is just electric. And you can feel that something special is brewing for this season. I'm not saying a schedule release video wins you a Super Bowl, but I am saying that the culture of an organization is visible in everything they do. And right now the Rams are operating at a level that most teams can only dream of. It is that insider feeling where you know the references. You know why the ELGSS thing is funny. And you know why the curtains in Dallas are a total disaster. And it makes you feel connected to the team in a way that is just so human and real. We are viced on the news, we are checking our phones every 5 minutes for updates. And when the team delivers something like this, it just fuels that fire even more. The competition is going to be fierce. And we know the 49ers are going to be extra salty when they see how we handled their Mexico City request. But honestly, that just makes the victory taste even sweeter. We are building something sustainable here, something that is based on character and grit. And I think the rest of the NFL is starting to realize that the Rams aren't going anywhere. I've been thinking a lot about the urgency of this window we are in, and with Stafford playing at this level and the young talent exploding, every single game on that schedule feels like a must-win. We aren't just here to participate, we are here to take over. And if we have to roast every single team in the league to make that point, then so be it. This is our year to show the world that the Rams are the kings of the West. At the end of the day, this schedule release is just the beginning of a journey that I believe is going to lead us straight back to the promised land because the talent is there, the coaching is there, and the attitude is definitely there. We are heading into a season where the pressure is going to be immense, but this team has proven time and time again that they are at their best when their backs are against the wall and the competition is at its peak. I want to thank every single one of you for being part of this journey with me, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, please do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button because we are so close to our goal of 3,000 subscribers and I want you there for every step of this season. I want to hear from you in the comments. Which roast was your absolute favorite? And which game are you circling on the calendar as the most important one for this franchise? Your support means the world to me and I can't wait to see how this story unfolds. So stay locked in, stay passionate, and as always, Rams House.